Denmark has decided to build the first energy island in the North Sea, and things are looking really exciting. The government of Denmark has finally given the go-ahead for the country to build an artificial island for the sole purpose of energy generation. Needless to say that the energy generated will be 100% green with no negative impact on the environment whatsoever. This became one of the key reasons why this proposal got this much support from Denmark's politicians. Without further delay, let's get started to know more about this amazing project and how it's going to work. It is interesting to note that this project is going to be by far the most expensive project in Danish history. According to estimates, it is going to cost $24 billion, which is about a staggering £17,350,440 sterling. The size of this island will be approximately 120,000 square feet, but to put that in perspective, that is about the size of 18 football pitches. There are also hopes that this size will be upgraded to about 3 times its current size plan, which could really ramp up future upgrades to the energy generation on this island. If the size does end up increasing, we could be looking at upwards of 360,000 square feet of area on this island. As far as energy generation itself is concerned, we're looking at wind turbine technology. More than 200 huge offshore turbines will be installed on the island, which is an achievement in itself. The most important question perhaps posed here is how many people this island could end up providing the energy for. The answer is a staggering 15 million households. To put that into perspective, the total population of Denmark is only 5 million, and the fact that the island would end up catering to the needs many times the amount of population is simply amazing. Of course, this also means that by the completion of this project, not only would Denmark be having free access to electricity, it would also be able to sell that green energy to its neighbouring countries. The project cost is, without a doubt, quite huge, but this seems to be like an investment that is going to bear fruit for generations to come. The project costs have also been divided up interestingly between the government and the private sector. It makes a lot of sense because if this was entirely sponsored by the government, that would have had too huge of an impact on the citizens directly due to the magnitude of the budget. It is said that roughly the costs will be borne half by the government of Denmark and the other half by the private sector. This also opens up the opportunities for private businesses to grow and invest in businesses that will provide clean and green energy. The island itself will be situated about 80 kilometers from the shore, which is about 50 miles roughly. The interesting aspect of this is that whatever downsides the technology of wind turbines might have will be further minimized by this option. The critics of wind turbines argue that this technology is inherently dangerous for not only the birds' population, but it also causes severe noise pollution as well. Since the island will be no closer than 50 miles to the shore, the problem of noise pollution will be completely rectified. Similarly, since there won't exactly be any natural vegetation or an environment for the birds to inhabit that area, there is little chance that this project is going to have any sort of negative impact on bird populations. The fact that wind turbines will almost fill a relatively small island nowhere on the sea ensures that a flock of birds is extremely unlikely to touch that area anyway. Without the presence of this project, that area would have made up nothing but the ocean water anyway, so as we said before, this problem is also taken care of. Professor Jacob of the Technical University of Denmark has debunked some queries and myths regarding the project. It was already certain that the energy generated from this project would far exceed the total limits of Denmark and its population. As a result, the government is still planning as to which countries they could benefit from by supplying the excess energy to them. Professor Jacob has mentioned several names in this regard. The name of the United Kingdom and Germany seems to be at the front of this discussion, while the Netherlands also got mentioned in this regard. It is safe to say that it is not just Denmark that would benefit from a deal like this, because this could be a very effective way for the European countries to easily get their hands on a green energy project. As we all know, in the upcoming years, it will become increasingly important for the European and other developed countries to promote green energy in order to comply with the increasingly strict EU and other regulations in this regard. With that in mind, the benefits of this project will more than definitely go well and beyond the borders. It was revealed that green hydrogen will be provided to assist in the shipping and aviation industry. It could also act as quite an asset as far as the heavy transport industry is concerned. Under Denmark's Climate Act, Denmark has committed to a hopeful 70% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by the year 2030. Plus, they also intend to become a CO2 neutral country by 2050, which could be an excellent achievement if the timeline is met. Interestingly enough, it was announced in December of last year that Denmark would completely stop the exploration of new gas and oil exploration in the North Sea. Professor Jacob said to the BBC that this is undoubtedly the next huge step for the Danish industry. He said that a move like this would ensure that Denmark will remain in a pioneering position in this regard. As for how long it will actually take to get things started, it is estimated that the island will start functioning by 2033. So in a matter of only a few years, Denmark will become an example for the rest of the world by completely solving its energy needs through a 100% green project. It is said that when this project started, it was painted as a radical move and that perhaps it really was at that stage. However, it has almost turned into a reality at this point. It was gathering massive support from Danish politicians as well, which wasn't an option a couple of years ago. Similarly, there have been some concerns in public about the massive cost of the project, but the overall response has been more than positive as people are commending the government's effort to become a world leader in this regard. The exact location of the island is still yet to be disclosed by the authorities. The reason for this is unclear, but it is speculated that the government would rather not compromise the security of such an expensive project at the hands of radicals that may have other plans to force the government's hand. However, it is clear that the island will be no further than 80 kilometers from the seashore. This will, of course, be something positive from a security perspective, as it will allow the government of Denmark to ensure the island's safety. Considering the tens of billions of dollars in investment, it will be important to ensure that the expensive technology remains protected at all costs. To make things even better, there are also plans to construct a smaller island that could be constructed on Bornholm in the Baltic Sea, which is situated to the east of mainland Denmark. As far as Belgium, Netherlands and Germany are concerned, agreements have already been put in place, highlighting the amount of energy that would be transported to these countries once the island has finished its construction. It's being revealed that there were a lot of factors and reasons that went behind choosing a place for the construction of this island. According to experts and several reports, the sea level is as shallow as 26 to 27 meters in this area. This will, of course, aid in the complicated process of building an artificial island right on the surface of the sea. That's all for today. If you like this video, press the like button and let us know what you think about today's video in the comments section below. Also, if you are new to this channel, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to remain updated. Till then, see ya and have a nice day.